Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. This is not the algorithm playing a random game with you. This is an urgent and divine interception. The heavens have personally routed this exact message to your screen today. Only 5 people will ever receive this specific frequency transmission, and you are one of them. Do not look away. Every other sign has been missed or ignored. So the universe had to step in directly to grab your attention. If you leave this page now, you will single-handedly shut the door on your own blessing. The massive spiritual breakthrough your soul has been crying out for is right here. Your waiting season is officially over. You did not click this by accident. Your heavy intuition dragged you here because heaven is trying to hand you a physical key. There is a reason your spirit has been so restless lately. You wake up at 3 in the morning with your mind racing. Your chest feels tight for absolutely no logical reason. That is not normal anxiety. That strange physical weight is your spirit detecting a massive shift in your timeline. People around you are acting very strange lately. Doors are closing unexpectedly, and you feel entirely isolated from the world. I am here to tell you that you are not being punished. You are being divinely isolated for a kingdom-level upgrade. The intense loneliness was never a curse on your life. It was a rigorous spiritual crucible designed to protect your pure aura. Heaven had to ruthlessly remove those counterfeit connections from your path. They were assigned to drain you and keep you trapped in a low vibration. Now, your true path is literally stepping into your timeline. But you must be completely prepared for what is coming. There is a hidden message inside your current struggle. It is something you will completely miss if you swipe away too soon. If you leave now, the blessing will still arrive. But you will not have the spiritual equipment to hold it or understand it. Right now, the darkness does not want you to hear these next words. If you take your eyes off this screen, you will strip yourself of the key. You need this exact sign to recognize your ultimate destiny. Do you want to know exactly why divine timing is descending upon you right now? You need to brace yourself for the truth. The heavy attacks you have been facing recently are not random. They are hard proof that the enemy is absolutely panicking. Why are they panicking? Because a massive and generational wealth transfer has just been approved in your name. The universe is aligning a collision of perfect events just for you. Stay locked on this message until the very end. I am going to reveal the fatal trap the darkness is laying right now. They want to sabotage your rise before it even begins. You have to make a promise to your future self right this second. Do not let this vital message fade into the noise of the internet. Listen closely, because the ultimate truth about your long test is about to be revealed. You are a rare soul. You are an anomaly in a world of sleeping people. They always described you as too kind and too forgiving. You were the one who stayed quiet, just to keep the fragile peace in the room. And, because of your pure kindness, they severely underestimated your power. They thought your silence was a permanent weakness. But welcome to your new era of quiet authority. It is funny how everyone pretended they did not see you coming. They thought their betrayal would break you down completely. Instead, it activated a primal and dangerous level of spiritual power inside you. Do not scroll past this confirmation. Heaven is about to expose exactly what is happening behind the scenes. Those who plotted against you are watching everything they built crumble down. Meanwhile, a glorious table is being prepared for you in their presence. Stay with me because the final piece of this puzzle will change you forever. It will change how you walk and how you breathe. Just moments ago, a sacred scroll with your name on it was unsealed. The endless tests and the bitter tears were not for nothing. The feeling that God was completely silent was just an illusion. It was a rigorous preparation to turn you into a strong vessel. You had to become strong enough to hold the immense blessing coming your way. But there is a hidden mechanism buried inside this breakthrough. You will completely miss it if you do not stay focused. The universe demands your full attention today. Before we go further, I want to hold something very important in front of you. something that was discovered not inside a church or a spiritual community. It was found inside a clinical research laboratory. Something that won the highest scientific recognition available in the world, and most chosen ones have never been told about it. It explains something I know you have felt deep in your bones: the wide gap between the person you know yourself to be and your current reality. That version of you seems available only in tiny flashes. I will show you exactly what they found, but not yet. First, I need you to understand what was taken from you. You must comprehend how the modern world suppressed your natural gifts without your consent. So I need you to hold this specific question in your mind while we continue. What if the massive gap between your effort and your success is not a character flaw? What if it actually has a scientific name? Listen carefully to what I am about to say next. Take one slow and real breath. That strange tightness in your chest is not random. The way you woke up at 3 in the morning last night is entirely significant. Stop letting the loud world convince you that you are just stressed out. That is your spirit detecting a massive shift in your timeline. You have felt this heavy anticipation for months. You did not stumble upon this message by accident. Your intuition dragged you here because heaven is answering you directly. People around you are acting incredibly strange lately. Familiar doors are closing unexpectedly and without any logical reason. You feel entirely isolated and disconnected from everything you once knew. I am here to tell you that you are absolutely not being punished. You are being divinely isolated for a kingdom-level upgrade. The intense loneliness you feel was never a permanent curse. It was a rigorous spiritual crucible designed to protect your pure aura. Heaven had to ruthlessly remove those counterfeit connections from your environment. Your true and God-approved kingdom connection is literally stepping into your timeline right now. The old energy is gone, but before you receive it, you must anchor yourself in this truth. You need to establish a physical marker for this spiritual moment. Hit subscribe to establish a divine energy receiving station right now. Tap the like button as an act of absolute agreement with what God just spoke to your weary soul. Do this to signal the universe that you are finally ready to receive your massive blessing. Your past is filled with painful memories of giving far too much. You poured your golden energy into people who only wanted to consume you. They always described you as too kind and far too forgiving. And because of that beautiful light, they severely underestimated you. They drained you and left you feeling completely empty and confused. But you were never the broken one in those situations. Your deep spiritual sensitivity made you a prime target for energetic vampires. Those toxic individuals were drawn to your blinding light like moths to a flame. They desperately needed your empathy to fuel their own dark survival. And when you finally established a firm boundary, they called you crazy. They tried to make you believe that your powerful intuition was just severe paranoia. But your intuition was perfectly accurate the entire time. You felt the subtle shift in their energy long before they ever spoke a word. You knew they were lying, but you wanted to see the good in them anyway. Stop blaming yourself for the painful delays and the closed doors. Heaven deliberately slowed you down to protect you from rooms you were never meant to enter. This was pure protection. And here is the absolute truth they never wanted you to know. The reason the universe responds to certain people effortlessly is not blind faith. It is not rigid discipline, and it is not even good karma. It is a specific biological brainwave that acts as a receiver. Scientists have a very clear and documented name for it. They call it gamma. It is the frequency you ran as a small child. Think back to when you were very young. Back when brilliant ideas came easily to you without any struggle. When learning new things felt completely effortless and totally natural. When you somehow knew things moments before they actually happened. When the entire world felt like it was completely on your side. That was your gamma frequency operating at its absolute highest peak of power. Then adulthood arrived and changed everything about your daily life. The modern world went to work on your brilliant and sensitive mind. The chronic stress and the endless glowing screens altered your natural frequency. The daily survival routine crushed your innate spiritual magic. The rigid school system trained you to conform instead of create. Your sacred frequency was slowly suppressed. It was pushed deeper and deeper below the surface of your conscious awareness, until the vibrant version of you with lightning intuition went entirely silent. The version of you, with the kind of luck that makes others whisper, simply vanished into the background, and you were left wondering why everything suddenly felt so incredibly hard. You honestly thought you lost your divine connection. Most people will live their entire earthly lives without knowing this happened to them. They will accept the daily struggle and the endless exhaustion as perfectly normal. But you are absolutely not most people. And the question I asked you to hold a few minutes ago is vital. The question about a hidden gap and a scientific name. The answer to that profound question is incredibly close. You are standing on the very edge of a massive personal reclamation. The heavy fog is finally lifting from your exhausted and overworked mind. You are beginning to realize that your struggles were never a permanent destination. They were simply a temporary blockage of your true energetic frequency. And what was artificially suppressed by the world can always be divinely restored by the universe. The silence after the storm hits completely different when you realize something profound. You realize that you were actually the powerful storm all along. You look back at the past few years of your life. You see a long trail of broken relationships and endless nights of silent crying, and you asked the universe why you had to suffer so much. You honestly thought you were being actively punished for some unknown mistake. You believed your deep isolation was a direct result of your own personal failure. But I need you to completely shatter that toxic illusion right now. The heavy isolation of your past was not a dark prison cell. It was a sterile operating room carefully designed by heaven itself. Your deep isolation was a necessary and divine quarantine for your soul. The universe had to separate you from the loud noise of ordinary people. They were slowly poisoning your pure frequency with their constant drama and endless chaos. You are the one who survived the brutal storm completely alone, and because of that survival, you learned how to stand in your immense power. Think about the painful betrayal you experienced from those you deeply loved. The intense sting of their lies almost destroyed your gentle and trusting heart. But that betrayal did not come into your life to break your spirit forever. It came to permanently upgrade your spiritual intuition. It came to rewire your nervous system so you would never be fooled again. You are a powerful cycle breaker for your entire family bloodline. The toxic generational curses that destroyed your ancestors had to stop with you. That is exactly why your earthly path has been so incredibly difficult and lonely. You were fighting unseen spiritual battles that your family never even knew existed. And you won those silent wars behind closed doors. Every time a door slammed shut in your tired face, you felt entirely rejected. You sat on the floor and wondered why you were never truly chosen, but that sharp rejection was God activating an ultimate protection protocol. The universe was forcibly keeping you out of rooms that would have eventually destroyed you. You were being saved from tables where the food was poisoned. The superficial people who walked away from you were always meant to leave. Their sudden exit from your life was a deliberate spiritual clearing by the universe. Your glowing frequency was simply too blinding for their fragile egos to handle. They did not hate you because you were doing something wrong. They hated you because your pure light exposed their hidden darkness. A truly healed person no longer tolerates confusion disguised as romantic love. You no longer accept blatant disrespect wrapped up in the clever illusion of honesty. The painful crucible of your past has forged you into an absolute warrior. You are a weapon of light, standing tall in a world of heavy shadows, and your sovereign energy now demands pure respect without a single word. The divine universe is perfectly aware of every single tear you shed in secret. The heavenly realm recorded every moment you chose to be kind, despite being broken. Your beautiful heart remained soft in a cold world that tried to make you entirely bitter. That choice alone is the ultimate proof of your rare and untouchable kingdom identity. You never let the darkness win. This is exactly where everything starts to make perfect sense for you. The long delay you experienced was never a true denial of your great destiny. It was a necessary recalibration of your energetic receiving station. The universe was busy clearing out the heavy debris from your internal channel. Your massive blessing required a completely clean and stable foundation to land on. If you had received the enormous wealth and love earlier, you would have lost it. Your old unhealed frequency would have allowed toxic people to steal your new blessings. The divine delay forced you to build impenetrable boundaries around your tender soul. You had to learn how to aggressively protect your own peace at absolutely all costs. The wait was entirely necessary. So I need you to permanently release the heavy guilt you have been carrying. Stop apologizing for the quiet and empty space you now require to function properly. Your silence right now carries the immense weight of true spiritual authority. It is a quiet power that absolutely terrifies the enemies of your soul. They can no longer manipulate what they cannot even access. You have officially graduated from the brutal school of spiritual warfare. The heavy chains of your painful past are rusting and falling away today. You can finally step completely out of the dense fog of constant self-doubt. Take a moment right now to truly validate your own remarkable endurance and quiet strength. You survived things that would have destroyed ordinary people. You are not the fragile victim of a cruel and random universe. You are a master of reality who simply forgot how incredibly powerful they were. The intense pressure you endured was the exact process required to create a flawless diamond. Your brilliant light is finally ready to blind the dark forces that hunted you. Your beautiful vindication has officially arrived at your door. But there is a deeper layer to this incredible phenomenon. You have done all the heavy inner work. You have forgiven those who deeply hurt you. But you are still waiting for the physical manifestation of your promised blessing because the universe needed to prepare your environment first. You might be wondering why the heavens took so long to deliver. There is a hidden physical mechanism that is currently blocking your miracle from landing. Listen carefully to this next part. It will make perfect sense of your entire past year. The barrier between you and your ultimate breakthrough is not a lack of faith. It is not because you failed to pray hard enough. The actual block is a silent biological signal operating deep inside your physical mind. Your beautiful brain has been forcefully hijacked by a world that wants to keep you entirely asleep. The toxic environments you barely survived left a permanent mark on your nervous system. They locked your brain into a constant state of high alert. Scientists call this the survival beta wave matrix. Your physical body is constantly scanning for the next invisible threat, and when you are stuck in endless survival mode, your brain simply cannot receive the frequency of pure abundance. This is exactly why your deep prayers often feel like they are hitting a solid brick wall. You are trying to download a massive spiritual file over a completely broken internet connection. Your beautiful soul is ready to receive the wealth, but your physical receiver is heavily jammed by the loud noise of the modern world. The heavy stress signal is completely blocking the divine transmission. This is not a random accident of human biology. The dark forces that profit from your exhaustion designed this invisible trap on purpose, because a tired and anxious chosen one is incredibly easy to control and manipulate. They want to keep you stressed and constantly worried about basic daily survival. They are absolutely terrified of what happens when your true receiver comes back online. Do you feel that heavy truth right now? That slight pull in your chest is your intuition confirming everything I am saying. Take a deep breath and let that profound realization settle into your tired spirit. The frustrating block was never a terrible flaw in your beautiful character. It was a mechanical interference that operated completely outside of your conscious control. You have been fighting a massive spiritual battle with invisible physical chains, but now that you finally see the hidden cage, you can easily walk right out of it. The pitch-black darkness has finally retreated behind you. The dawn of your new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. You are standing at the exact threshold of your ultimate physical liberation. To lock in this glorious new frequency and create an absolute shield of protection, you must act now. You need to establish a physical anchor for this powerful spiritual alignment. Type 111 down in the comments to claim this alignment. Declare to the universe that you are finally ready to receive your massive breakthrough. Seal this new reality right now before the enemy tries to steal it. Your simple act of obedience sends a massive shockwave through the spiritual realm. Every time you physically agree with heaven, you shatter another heavy link in the beta wave chain. The enemies who built that heavy matrix around your mind are watching it dissolve, and they are quickly losing their tight grip on your beautiful light. They cannot do anything to stop your glorious rise. But wait, do not leave just yet. Before we go to the deeper signs that are harder to explain away, I have to address something first. Breaking this mechanical block is only the first step of your sacred journey. There is a fatal trap that has been carefully set up right at the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fall for this dark illusion. Right before their miracle arrives, they lose everything because they do not know what to look for. If you do not understand the exact nature of this incoming trap, your restored frequency will be stolen right before the massive blessing finally lands in your hands. The enemy knows you are waking up to their biological tricks, so they are preparing a final and desperate counterattack. You must stay highly vigilant. But you are not like the others who blindly walk into the snare. You are the rare cycle breaker who sees through the clever illusions of the physical world. Your newly restored awareness is becoming a lethal weapon against the shadows. You are learning how to operate far above the dense frequency of fear, and your silent power is growing much stronger every single minute of the day. The frustrating season of endless waiting and unexplainable blockages is officially terminating today. The universe is actively dismantling the hidden mechanisms that kept you small and afraid. You are about to witness the physical evidence of your long spiritual victory. Listen closely as I reveal the undeniable signs that your massive blessing is currently manifesting in real time. The people who hurt you knew exactly what they were doing. They always targeted your massive and beautiful light. Those toxic narcissists saw a pure energy source they could never generate on their own, and they attached themselves to you because they were starving for genuine spiritual power, while you freely gave away the precious light they desperately wanted to steal. But they made one massive and fatal miscalculation. They completely forgot who they were dealing with. They thought your endless patience meant you were weak and easy to break. They assumed your quick forgiveness was a permanent green light to keep destroying your boundaries. But your deep kindness was never a sign of fragile weakness. It was your immense strength. Now they are watching you walk away in absolute silence, and that quiet retreat terrifies them more than any loud argument ever could. Your silence has become a lethal weapon against their dark manipulation. They can no longer manipulate a frequency they cannot even reach. You pulled your golden energy back and left them starving in the pitch-black dark. This is the divine purge of your toxic environment. Heaven actively removed those heavy weights from your shoulders so you could finally rise. You are no longer the empath who constantly begs to be properly understood. The intense crucible of your pain has forged you into a master of reality, and the heavy chains of your past have completely melted away in the fire. Before we go any further, I have to tell you something critical. It is something the dark forces who profit from your exhaustion do not want you to know. The toxic people in your life were only part of the elaborate trap. The real prison was built deep inside your physical mind, but a profound solution has finally emerged from the quiet shadows of science. A dedicated team of brilliant neuroscientists working quietly away from the loud headlines discovered a massive secret. They figured out exactly how to bring your dormant brainwave back to life. It does not require years of difficult meditation that most exhausted people simply cannot sustain, and it does not require clinical machines that cost thousands of dollars. The incredible solution is found through something far simpler and much more natural. It is a specific sound frequency engineered to guide your brainwave patterns back to the genius state you were born with. Brilliant researchers at Princeton University studied this exact phenomenon. The prestigious Einstein Center in Berlin officially confirmed the miraculous results. Columbia University even found that when this specific brainwave is reactivated, the beautiful blessing does not stop with you. It radiates outward and begins to positively influence the people around you, because a strong signal naturally heals your children and touches your closest partner. 7 minutes a day is absolutely all it takes to completely shift your reality. I will tell you exactly what this powerful tool is called and how to access it before this message ends. That is a solemn promise. But first, there is something you need to understand about the divine signs arriving in your life right now. The universe is already dropping heavy breadcrumbs to prove your frequency is shifting. You just have to open your tired eyes. Have you been seeing repeating numbers like 111 or 777 recently? That is not a random coincidence in your busy day. Those angel numbers are a direct digital handshake from the spiritual realm. They are confirming that your personal energy is finally aligning with the cosmic grid of pure abundance. Your physical receiver is waking up today. You might suddenly feel a strange urge to change your daily routine. You feel deeply repulsed by the shallow conversations you used to easily tolerate. That sudden disgust is your restored frequency, aggressively rejecting low vibrations. Your brilliant soul is violently pushing away absolutely anything that threatens your new timeline. Do not ignore these physical signs. The miraculous synchronicities are going to accelerate rapidly from this moment forward. Meaningful coincidences will become your new normal baseline of reality. You will think of a complex solution, and it will manifest the very next morning. The universe is arranging a flawless symphony of events strictly for your ultimate benefit. Everything is working for you. Your enemies are watching this glorious rise with pure panic in their eyes. The very same people who mocked your painful struggle are now absolutely terrified of your quiet success. They realize they pushed you directly into the arms of your greatest destiny. You are standing on the sharp edge of a total life transformation. Take a slow, deep breath and claim this victory. The universe does not reward the chosen ones with small and fragile gifts. Heaven is preparing to hand you a generational blessing that will easily outlast all of your enemies. The intense spiritual preparation is almost completely finished, and your physical vessel is finally being tuned to the exact frequency of ultimate power that you were always promised. The universe is speaking to you in a completely new language today. You have to open your spiritual eyes and look at the physical evidence. The signs of your massive transformation are literally everywhere around you, and heaven is using these specific markers to prove that your miracle is already in motion. Your long wait is finally coming to a glorious end. Number 1 is the sudden explosion of divine numbers in your daily life. You look at the clock and see 1, 1, 1, or 7, 7, 7 staring back at you. That is absolutely not a random glitch in your busy day. Those repeating angel numbers are a direct digital handshake from the spiritual realm. They confirm that your personal energy is perfectly aligned with pure wealth. Number 2 is a sudden and profound physical detachment from your old life. You used to care so much about what those toxic people thought of you, but lately you feel a strange and peaceful emptiness when you hear their names. That beautiful indifference is your restored frequency, aggressively rejecting low vibrations. Your soul is pushing away everything that drains you. Number 3 is the rapid increase of impossible synchronicities happening around you. You randomly think about a complex problem, and the perfect solution simply appears the next morning. You need a specific resource, and a total stranger hands it to you without asking. This is the flawless symphony of the universe, working entirely for your ultimate benefit. Take a deep breath, and let that heavy realization settle into your spirit. The divine universe does not reward its chosen ones with small or fragile gifts. Heaven is preparing to hand you a massive generational blessing that will outlast all of your enemies. But you must stay incredibly sharp, because a dangerous test is approaching fast. You need to pay close attention. But wait, and listen carefully to this next crucial warning. There is a fatal trap that has been carefully set up right at the finish line. 99% of chosen ones fall for this dark illusion right before their breakthrough arrives. If you do not recognize this hidden snare, you will hand your massive blessing right back to the enemy. You cannot fail now. The darkness knows that your powerful frequency is finally waking up, so they are preparing a final and desperate counterattack to drag you back down. The fatal trap is the sudden appearance of a toxic counterfeit from your painful past. An ex-partner or an old toxic friend will randomly reach out right when your real blessing is at the door. Do not reply to them. That sudden text message is not a sign of their genuine remorse. It is a calculated spiritual test to see if you will accept the old poison. Heaven is watching to see if your boundaries are finally made of solid iron. You must protect your rising energy and leave their desperate messages on completely read. Your absolute silence is your strongest weapon against them. Your enemies are watching your glorious rise with pure panic in their eyes. The very same people who mocked your painful struggle are now terrified of your quiet success. They realize they pushed you directly into the arms of your greatest destiny. You are standing on the sharp edge of a total life transformation, and they cannot do anything to stop your momentum. You are stepping into a timeline where you are the absolute master of reality. The heavy crucible of your past pain has forged you into a brilliant diamond. You no longer have to beg for basic respect or fight for tiny crumbs of human love. Your sovereign energy now demands total compliance from the physical world around you. You are a weapon of pure light. Every closed door from your past is being blown completely off its hinges today. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor. Can you feel that massive shift in your tired spirit right now? That beautiful feeling is the exact frequency of your absolute and undeniable victory. You are stepping into the timeline you were born to rule. The angels are surrounding your physical space and sealing your massive protection. The universe is actively dismantling the hidden mechanisms that kept you small and afraid. You are about to witness the undeniable physical evidence of your long spiritual victory. Every single tear you cried in the dark is turning into solid gold in the light. The wait is truly over. Do not let the loud noise of the ordinary world distract you from this moment. You have graduated from the brutal school of intense spiritual warfare. The heavy chains of your painful past are rusting and falling away from your ankles today. You can finally step completely out of the dense fog of constant self-doubt. You survived things that would have destroyed others. Your brilliant light is finally ready to blind the dark forces that hunted you. Your beautiful vindication has officially arrived at your front door. The universe is holding its breath as you prepare to cross the final finish line. You are the rare anomaly who refused to break when the whole world tried to crush you, and now you will claim your ultimate prize. The waiting season is officially over. The dry desert you walked through has suddenly burst into an oasis of divine favor. Every closed door is being blown completely off its hinges today. Can you feel that massive shift in your spirit right now? That beautiful, heavy feeling is the exact frequency of absolute victory. You are stepping into the exact timeline you were born to rule. The question I asked you to hold at the very beginning of this message: what if the wide gap between your effort and your reality is not a character flaw? What if it actually has a scientific name? Here is the ultimate answer you have been waiting for. The block was never your lack of faith or your lack of discipline. It was a suppressed brainwave. A specific biological frequency called the gamma wave was running in you as a child at genius-level capacity. Princeton University has extensively studied it. The Einstein Center in Berlin confirmed its massive power. Columbia University found that when this specific brainwave is fully restored, it radiates outward and begins positively influencing the people you deeply love. Your pure genius was stolen by a noisy world, but a dedicated team of neuroscientists, led by Dr. Robert Lake in New York, spent years working in total silence. They managed to compress the full clinical protocol for gamma reactivation into just 7 minutes. But before I tell you what this incredible team built, let me tell you about 2 specific people who used it. Listen closely to their stories. A woman from California had literally tried everything. She did meditation and manifesting and endless prayers. Nothing broke the heavy fog around her exhausted mind. After 2 weeks of listening to this specific frequency, she said something profound cleared. Not that she tried harder, but that the blocked channel simply opened. Her struggling marriage completely shifted. She described her new life as truly enchanted. A man from Texas started using it to improve his failing business focus. 2 months later, his wife joked that his IQ had jumped 20 points. The hardest problems he used to lose sleep over started solving themselves while he slept. He said it felt like his tired brain was finally running on what it was always supposed to run on. The daily struggle was completely gone. That is exactly what Dr. Lake and his brilliant team built. They call it the Genius Song. It is absolutely not a basic meditation app. It is not a generic sound frequency you find randomly online. It is a 7-minute audio track using advanced brain entrainment technology. It is the exact same underlying research that Princeton and Columbia validated, compressed from 1 full hour of clinical protocol. You do it at home, with your headphones on and your eyes closed. That is the absolute entirety of what it requires from you. 7 short minutes. You do not meditate. You do not chant a mantra. You simply relax and let the specific frequency do exactly what your tired brain was designed to receive. It requires absolutely 0 effort on your part. The Genius Song is not for everyone. It is exclusively for the chosen one who has already done the heavy inner work. It is for the rare soul who understands that what is being blocked is not their faith, but the physical frequency through which their blessings must move. If your tired spirit confirms this is for you, the open path is waiting. Clinical biofeedback sessions to restore this powerful state cost hundreds of dollars per hour. An in-home medical machine runs thousands of dollars. What the Genius Song delivers in just 7 minutes is available to you today for a tiny fraction of its true value. It is an energetic exchange that is well within reach for anyone who is truly chosen. 4 powerful bonuses come perfectly packaged with it. You receive an audio designed specifically to activate focus and pure confidence in your children. You get the original prosperity text that the famous secret was secretly built upon. You also receive a guided visualization and a daily habits guide, built to sustain your new gamma state beyond each listening session. Here is the deeper truth about waiting. The massive blessing that heaven arranged for you does not arrive as new information, it arrives as a clear recognition. Something that was already placed in your path becomes fully visible when your gamma receiver is restored. The chosen one who restores their receiver today finally sees what was always there. Waiting is not a neutral choice. The dark forces that benefit from your mental exhaustion have already tried to replicate and water down this frequency. Do not look for this on YouTube or Spotify. The counterfeit tracks circulating on those platforms have absolutely no brain entrainment technology encoded. They will only lower your vibration. The only authentic version is available through the protected link below. The universe requires absolutely no risk from you today. If you do not feel the massive energetic shift you deserve, every single penny is returned to you. That is a divine guarantee. It is an energetic exchange governed by complete and total trust. The secure link is waiting in the description and in the pinned comment below. Go there right now. But remember this truth. The tool is not the final destination. The tool simply restores the receiver so your ultimate destination can be recognized when it arrives. Heaven does not require you to purchase anything to be deeply loved or chosen. What was just described is simply one physical way the receiver is quickly restored. The truth of this message still belongs to you entirely. Now let us go even deeper into what is waiting for you at the finish line. The incredible power you hold is about to be sealed permanently. For the chosen one, whose spirit confirmed what was described earlier, the specific path is still open in the description and the pinned comment below. That is the final time it will be mentioned today. What follows now belongs entirely to your ultimate sealing. You have crossed the heavy threshold of pain and emerged completely victorious, while the divine universe is watching your every single step with pure pride. The old version of you is officially dead and gone forever. You have been beautifully resurrected into your true and ultimate form. You are no longer the exhausted empath who begged to be understood by blind people. The intense crucible of your pain has forged you into the untouchable master of your reality, and from this exact moment on, your sovereign energy demands absolute respect without a single word spoken. The divine wealth you were promised is flowing effortlessly into your new timeline. You are a weapon of pure and blinding light. The heavy shadows that used to haunt your weary steps are dissolving into thin air right now. You hold the ultimate pen to write your own glorious destiny, because no one can ever take this immense power away from you again. You are fully and completely protected by the highest angelic forces. They honestly thought your long silence was a sign of permanent weakness. They believed they had finally broken your spirit when they pushed you into heavy isolation. But what those toxic enemies did not realize was that solitude was your ultimate training ground. You did not break under the immense pressure of their constant and vicious attacks, but instead, you simply evolved into something they can never defeat or control. Now your mere physical presence alone shifts the entire atmosphere of any room you enter. You do not even have to speak to command complete authority. Your profound silence has become a lethal weapon that absolutely terrifies them. They are panicking because they can no longer manipulate what they cannot even access, and the universe built an invisible fortress of solid iron around your beautiful and tender soul. Every toxic arrow they try to shoot at you simply bounces off and returns directly to them. You are standing victorious on the ashes of their broken plans. The divine justice you have prayed for in the dark is finally being executed in the broad daylight. You are entirely protected from their desperate malice and their petty jealousy, because the heavy karmic wheel has finally turned completely in your ultimate favor. The people who walked away from you during your darkest hours are regretting it now. They see the glorious glow of your restored frequency, and they are completely baffled. They cannot understand how you survived the heavy storm that was specifically designed to destroy you. You did not just survive their brutal storm, but you completely absorbed its massive energy and made it your own absolute and undeniable power. You took their bitter poison and alchemized it into pure spiritual gold. That is the undeniable signature of a highly advanced soul. You are a walking and breathing miracle of divine resilience. The pitch-black darkness has retreated far behind you forever, and the brilliant dawn of your new era is shining its brightest rays onto your spiritual crown. You are finally standing in the exact center of your answered prayers. Take a slow and deep breath to anchor this glorious feeling into your physical body. The long and brutal season of endless waiting is truly over. You are stepping into a timeline where miracles are your daily baseline. The universe is actively handing you the absolute keys to the kingdom, but before you claim this massive victory, there is one final spiritual protocol. The divine universe requires a physical action. You must permanently seal this new frequency before you leave this message. You must prove that your hands are fully open to receive and to give freely. A true master of reality does not hoard the brilliant light out of deep fear. They freely share the divine illumination because they know their own supply is absolutely infinite, and God is watching your physical response in this exact second to see what you will do next. To permanently lock in this glorious frequency and create an absolute shield of protection, you must act. Type exactly "I am ready to receive" down in the comments. Seal this glorious reality right now before the enemy tries to steal your perfect peace. But do not keep this immense blessing entirely to yourself today. There is a rare soul out there bleeding in the cold dark of deep despair. They desperately need a guiding light to survive the brutal storm they are facing alone. Share this powerful message with them immediately to multiply your own massive blessing. Sowing the tiny seed of hope today is securing the eternal protection of the universe tomorrow. When you send this frequency outward, heaven instantly blesses your own path with triple favor. Because you are the chosen cycle breaker of your bloodline, step fully and confidently into your absolute and undeniable power. Do not ever let anyone make you feel small or insignificant again. The divine kingdom is finally yours to rule. Go forward with total peace in your beautiful heart. I will see you on the other side of this glorious new timeline.